Well, I think NFL here might want to just switch up their strategies a bit here. We've seen them play on the 3.14 patch already, and I think this is their fourth game or fifth game they're playing on the 3.14 patch in the GPL already. So in terms of amongst all of the teams in the GPL, they are probably the most experienced coming to this. I think Game 2 might be where we start to see some cheese-flavored pie coming in here.
Yes, maybe some cheese-flavored pie. So the teams are in the lobby, and we will be going to bans and picks right now. So here we have NFL will be playing on the blue side, and TPA will be on the purple side. So coming in the first bans, do you think we'll see a Shen ban this game, J-Storm?
I think definitely in this case, they want to ban the Shen, they want to ban the Oriana. The previous game, they let them have the comfort picks, and then they got punished for it. They played a bit sloppily, or they might want to say that, oh, there we go, that's the Oriana ban.
Yeah, so we do have the Oriana ban. Rengar once again being banned out on the side of the Taipei Assassins. So let's just see how else the bans will go through. So you were saying that the Oriana as well as the Shen ban should be coming out this game. Yes, comfort picks for them, you want to remove them. You want to remove those picks, definitely. So Malphite once again being banned out. Kale on the side of TPA. So some very similar bans outside of Oriana for both teams.
So in this case, I think from these bans that we are seeing so far, I think that this is the game where we start to see Fu Lewis start to bring out their strategies that they have theory crafted about the 3.14 patch and start to bring their game plan to the TPA, to the Azubu Taipei Assassins.
That's right. And so far we've seen not a lot of change in the meta. We're still running the 1-1-2 lanes, and so Shen being picked off, like I said, both Oriana and Shen being taken away. They do not want NFL to pick up Evelyn, and we will have Lolita playing Shyvana in the top lane, and it's going to be a very, very strong top lane. Lolita is very comfortable on the Shyvana, and since that one is not banned out, previously it was banned out by NFL, and it seems that NFL will be happy to pick that one up, and in response, we may see the Jax, we will see the Jax as well as Annie lock in, so that's going to be a very strong dueling top lane, Shyvana up against Jax.
Yep, and the Annie pick there, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
we saw there, Jay on the Annie catch the flash dippers of multiple people in multiple engagements there. That was good for them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's right. So we will have Annie support once more. Like you said, Jay performing extremely well, able to just go in with multiple flash dippers, hitting every single one on point, catching more than 3 people, or at least 3 people with it. So let's see what NFL decides to pick up for the next few bans and picks coming in. So the picks will lock in Jace as well as Elise. So Jace, one of the more comfortable picks coming on the side of Shin. Shin does play a pretty mean Jace. He went 2-1 with Jace, sorry, 2 wins and 1 loss with that champion. So playing that game, playing a champion that he's very familiar with, he's gonna be very comfortable coming into this second game of the.
I think the Jason and the Elise here is a sign of the trademark aggression. We saw a very aggressive game plan from them in the first game. I think they're going to bring a very aggressive game plan here in the second game. With the acceleration game, Shyvana's speed, and the Elise ganks, I think they're going to go for a lot of dives here on the TPA team here.
Yeah, that's right. So what would TP actually respond next? I see a Gragas as well as a Jinx. However, Gragas able to provide that disengage as well as the immense burst damage coming in. If they do lock in the Gragas, I feel that the Jinx pick up, again, another very strong. I feel that it kind of synergizes with the Gragas pick because if you're able to kind of disrupt it, so no Jinx, but instead a Sivir lock-in, so we will have our first Sivir of the GPL coming in, and the Gragas Sivir combo, so a lot of AoE burst damage coming out from the marksman as well as the AP carry.
Well, at first I thought the Jinx pick was a very interesting choice there, but they swapped it up to Sivir instead. Well, with the Gragas, that the disengage is a very good choice against this engage-centric composition that Fu Lewis looks to be building. So now let's take a look at what Mew and Violet will be picking up for their team.
Yeah, so on NFL, we only have the marksman as well as the support combination. And let's just see who they decide to pick up. Will it be the Lucian Sona again? Mew didn't really perform very good on that Sona pickup. So I do expect him to kind of switch it up unless he feels confident to hit his crescendos this game. He airballed multiple crescendos in the first game. So we could see a Fiddlesticks coming in with the Terrify, able to proc that 3-second fear onto any of the champions, especially against a Jax, is going to be very helpful.
Well, the Fiddle pick here, I think is targeted towards the Jax, but what Full Lewis here must be thinking is that I think they feel a bit thrown off by the Severe pick here. The Jinx pick would have been more predictable, and it's something that they have probably prepared for in preparing for the bottom lane. But seeing the Severe here, so they must have thought for a while, and then finally decided on blocking in that Fiddle and the Jinx as a response to it.
Yeah, and the final pickup on the side of the Taipei Assassins is going to be Vi. Dinter, a very aggressive jungler, going to be extremely comfortable on the Vi pick. So the ganks coming in at level 6 with the Assault and Battery combo is going to be very scary for TPA. So let's run down the champion picks and bans coming in from NFL and TPA. So from the side of NFL, we will have Shin playing Jace in the mid lane. In the top lane, we will see Lolita on Shyvana. The jungle is going to be Elise, being played by SOFM. And finally, the bottom lane combination is going to be Jinx and Fiddlesticks, played by Violet and Mew. So for the side of TPA, we have Jax in the top lane, Vi in the jungle. So Archie as well as Dins are going to pick those two up. Morning is going to be playing Gragas, and finally the bot lane combination, BB as well as Jay will be running Sivir as well as Annie. So BB, man of the match I feel for game 1, going 13-0-5 on his, what was it he played? Sorry, Ezreal, that's right. So very unorthodox build coming in. So first Sivir of the GPL, Sivir being changed up quite a bit. The boomerang blades coming in will knock very hard, and the ricochet change is very interesting. Does reset the auto attack on the side of Sivir, and of course finally spell shields can easily you can bait the zap out from Jinx and able to proc the spell shields on and gain some mana back. So kind of somewhat free mana for BB.
I actually feel that TPA here has the advantage coming into this. They got the Gragas ping after Full Lewis showed their hand of their very engaged centric composition. They have the disengage from the Gragas, they have the AoE stun from the Annie, and they can easily deal with what Full Lewis has to throw at them in this game. But let's see what Elise can do. Elise has been known to work some magic in the jungler.
Yeah, that's right. And not only that, I feel that NFL's lineup is lacking a lot of crowd control outside of the Cocoon from the Elise as well as the Fiddlesticks pick. But we are in the loading screens right now. NFL will be playing on the blue side, whereas TPA will be playing on the purple side. So let's just see how this game 2 will go. TPA picked up the first game, and it's 1-0 in favor of TPA. So all the best to both teams, and let's just see what's going to happen this game.
And we see the pings going off there from the purple team towards the top lane side. All the previous games, we've seen them invade towards the top lane side, trying to get in some setup for the gang, for their Shen in the early game. But in this case, we see them spreading out and forming a line to check for if the blue team is going to invade them at all.
That's right. So the line of scrimmage is being set up by both teams. So no one wants to go for the early level invade this time. I mean, TPA didn't. That level 1 coming in from TPA and the early level aggression didn't really help out them too much. So I think it's just going to be a very simple startup for this game. So Elise in the jungle, going to be starting on the red buff most likely, then transitioning to the blue. I do not think we'll see a delay invade. And not only that, we'll probably see very normal lanes coming into this game as well.
And we have Vida starting on their red buff as well. So the junglers will be mirroring each other's paths throughout this game. So we might see some really aggressive engagements early on in the game, the moment the junglers clear the buffs and start to gank the lanes.
We may see a lane swap come out. All members of NFL are currently positioning themselves in the top half of the map. A ward now goes down right beside the stealth ward, the trinket ward from TPA, and it seems that TPA will be rotating down to this side. Both teams may go in for delay invade. We do have Morning going in, just checking out. This does decide to ward the red buff just to spot out some movements come in. Oh, the spider actually walking away from the blue buff there. So that's a little bit of an awkward moment coming from SOFM. He does, however, pick up the blue buff for himself. Dinter also starts on blue, and a lane swap will come in from NFL.
I like this choice of lane swap down here. They don't want to duo Shyvana against Jax, because when you have the Shyvana versus Jax matchup, if the jungler comes, and if any jungler comes and gets off a successful game, either Shyvana or Jax can start snowballing very early. So this is saying that we are going to respect Dinter here. He's on one of his better champions, Vi, so we're going to lane swap and try to shut down Jax in the early game.
Yeah, that's right. So the lane swap coming in, hopefully they will go in for the aggression just like what Dinter does, and SOFM going in from the aggressive counter jungle. The ward in the red buff area will tell Dinter that he is getting counter jungle currently. SOFM does pick up the red buff, and Dinter goes in for the red buff of NFL as well.
So now Dinter's clearing the red buff, and we might start to see a gank here. With the stun already charged on Jay, and the Vault Breaker coming from Vi, it might be first blood on the bottom lane here.
It may be first blood indeed. So the lane is being extremely aggressive. Both BB as well as Jay going in with the ricochets and pushing the lane as much as possible. So you are right indeed. We may see a early level invade. Either that or Dinter's just gonna happily counter jungle the buffs. Leaves the vision here. All right, he does leave the Rave camp with one small Rave, and he may go in for the mid lane for some aggression, because we do have SOFM as well as Shin pushing in extremely aggressively onto Morning.
Now this is where the duel between the junglers starts to happen. Both have cleared up the buffs, and both junglers are starting to rotate around the lanes here. So like we said in the early game, it's up to Elise to work her magic in this game to make the game work out for Full Lewis here. But yet at the same time, Dinter on Vi, that is a very, very scary thing.
That's right, Dinter on Vi is very scary indeed. So no ganks is happening just yet. And we do have Archie taken down extremely low. SOFM will rotate down, and Metal Dive may happen. He does reveal himself. They are going in. Mew starts to tank the turret. The counter strike comes out. The Cocoon does miss though. Flame Choppers are able to lock it down. So first blood going in. That last turret shot, however, will get them the counter kill. The cleanse will not be able to save Violet's life. So one kill going out to each side, and NFL does take that early gold advantage. However, we do have Jay as well as BB pushing in onto this bot lane outer turret, taking it down very low compared to the top lane outer turret on the side of TPA.
So I think who came out on top that was a bit dubious down there, because they sent the jungler top, Full Lewis sent the jungler top, they got the first blood, but they traded the kill. But now TPA is pushing down the bottom tower, and there we go. The first tower goes down, the first tower of the game goes down, and TPA picks it up.
So the Vault Breaker coming in to clear some minions, and that Venomous Bite causing SOFM to take a chunk. The turret, Lolita comes in, tries to duel it out with Jay. Violet comes in as well. Now BB and Violet dueling it out. Silver is the one that comes out on top for that one. The cannon minion does block the zap, however. So the turret goes down on the side for NFL. TPA picks that one up, and it seems that Violet is forced to respond to this push here, whereas we have the turret here surviving for TPA at the top. Exhaust comes down onto Dinter. Archie goes in. SOFM taken down very low. Flash comes in. A flash burn on the side of SOFM, and they will walk away from that one.
I think Full Lewis here has to be feeling a bit frustrated here. First game, they tried to go for some very early game aggression. They got it off, but then they lost it out towards the mid game. In this case, they wanted to go for some early game aggression as well, going for a lane stop and trying to second an early turret. But in this case, TPA is now who picked up an early turret instead, because they saw Full Lewis's jungler go top, and then they knew that they could push bottom safely. And because of that, they picked up the bottom tower, and that frees up their AD carry and support to roam the map.
That's right, so the AD carry and support will roam the map. We do see Jay just moving around the river area, dropping down some wards. He once again picks up the Spell Thief's Edge, and this allows him to get gold per auto attack. And here we have Lolita and Archie now finally meeting each other in the top lane. Both of them actually taken down very low. The percent health damage on Shyvana's Flame Breath will definitely help him deal with Archie in the early levels. However, the Dragon now actually being attempted on the side of NFL, and Jay does have the stun charge up, but Dragon goes down extremely low. I believe will be picked up by NFL itself.
Now, I think this is starting to become really trademark by Full Lewis here. In the first game, we saw them attempt Dragon in 7 minutes. TPA came in, forced them to disengage, and then once again at 8 minutes, they came in and finished off the first Dragon. So in this game, we see them picking up Dragon at 650.
Yeah, so they do pick up the Dragon, and now they even up the gold lead that TPA has. So the gold lead is now even from that one turret that TPA was able to pick up 1 kill apiece for both sides, and it seems that the minion farm is going in advantage for neither team either, because mid lane Shin does have a slight minion advantage over Morning, and on the side in the bot lane, BB has taken that slight minion edge over Violet. So blue buff here being picked up by Shin, nearly giving it away to SOFM, so that blue buff will allow Shin to constantly stack the Tear of the Goddess, currently at 72 stacks. He just got that item, and BB as well as Jay being super aggressive, playing very deep into the lane.
And now we see the full Neolution team gathering towards top. They really want their top lane turret. But the Vive rotates towards top and forces them out.
That's right, so Dinter here actually being spotted by that ward, and that counter jungle coming from SOFN and Mew will kind of be throttled a little bit, but Shin does join them. SOM sinks the Venomous Fangs in, but in the bot lane itself, it seems that TPA is pulling off what NFL did in that game. They will constantly put down the objective pressure into the lane and try to deal as much damage to the turret as possible. Morning takes a shot to the face, so does Jay. Lolita is the only one there trying to fend off this aggression, and in the mid lane itself, we do have Shin, Mew, as well as SOFM constantly pounding away on the mid outer turret, and now this bottom inner turret will go down first, followed by the mid turret to NFL. So let's see where the teams move on next. Will NFL continue to push this lane? Yes, they do, and it seems that TPA have to respond to this 4-man push in the mid lane.
Once again, the first 10 minutes of the game, NFL seems to be very objective-centric. While TPA might have picked up the bottom tower from the last minute or so, NFL picked up the top lane and mid lane outer turrets.
Yeah, that's right. So one turret trade each, the outer turret for the inner turret, and the explosive cast nearly knocking them away. But NFL will disengage and TPA will disengage as well. And Morning actually body slamming into the red buff there. Will he be able to pick that one up for the team itself? Yes, he does. He seems to be wants to go in for the counter jungle. Dinter has that smite up. Jay taken down very low. I believe the Dark Wind bouncers did manage to take him very low, but the boomerang baits as well as the ricochet will come out for Sipia and constantly put some minion pressure onto this mid lane turret.
Now Jack seems to be rotating top to face off against Jinx there, and down here in the mid lane, there seems to be some...
Well, let's just see what's going on across the map. We do have item pickups on both sides. For the side of NFL, Jace is constantly stacking that tier of the Goddess, and Jinx will have that Bloodthirster up very shortly as she just picks up the BF sword. But on the side of TPA, we have Sivir stacking as much AD as possible. Hasn't built that Vamp Scepter up just yet. Will probably go for the Bloodthirster as the first item pickup as well. Jax having that gold here, 2,800 gold already in his own pocket, picks up the Phage, moving into the Trinity Force as the first item. So no Blade of the Ruined King Jax first, but I said there's a Trinity Force as well. Morning going in for the Chalice as his first item pickup. So here we have a little stalemate coming into the game as well, and it seems that everyone is going to go out their merry way farming. We do have that minute advantage once more by Shin as well as BB on the respective sides itself, but so far the goal has been pretty much even. We do have NFL with a slight goal advantage from that Dragon pickup earlier, but nevertheless we will have Morning come down for the bot lane for a gank very shortly. So no aggression on either side at this moment just yet.
I think NFL wants to find some aggression here. They know they're up against Jax, and Jax skills so well into the game, so the onus is on them to start taking fights and grabbing objectives.
Yeah, that's right. So they will want to try to push in this final outer turret on the side of TPA, but it seems that the pressure being put onto the lanes itself. We did see Archie come down to the mid lane, put some minion pressure onto that middle turret, and we constantly saw Lolita in the top lane pushing it already past the river point. So Archie will go back up, deal with the Shyvana split push, and the rest of the team will just slowly rotate to their respective lane. Shin is now once again back in the mid lane facing up against Morning. Jay is the one that's been roaming across the map quite a bit. So here we have, once again, no action just yet. Dragon will be spawning in another 45 seconds, and TPA here just going to group up in the mid lane, 3-man it, and Dinter, Jay as well as Morning will try to put as much damage as well. Jin does not have any mana, only left Mew in the mid lane. The Super Mega Death Rocket will fly, does not even deal much damage to the minions itself as it explodes. Will the SFM showing his face will force them away from the turret aggression.
And meanwhile, the Jax is still farming top. So once again, the onus is on the NFL. They need to make something happen here. The longer the game goes, the stronger Jax becomes, and they do not want to face off a fat Jax.
That's right. I feel that NFL may be waiting on certain item thresholds. They do have the Dragon Timer, however. They will go in for that Dragon. We have a 4-man Dragon. We also have Shin there. So seeing that Archie is still in the top lane, he should be able to pick up this turret here after that Dragon pickup coming in from NFL. So no one to respond to that top lane push. We may see Shin rotate up to the top lane. Those wards will be able to spot him out. Actually, no, he doesn't go to defend the top lane. Instead, he goes to try to pick up his own blue buff.
I think there was great discipline there from the TPA team. They knew one of their members was up top, and then they knew that 5 of NFL's members were dragons. So they just say that, hey, we aren't going to contest that. You can have the dragon. We're going to take a top lane turret instead.
Yeah, so in the 3.14 patch, there have been some turret gold changes. We just saw that Jack's getting 250 gold by just taking out this outer turret itself. Can you just run me through the changes a little bit, J-Storm?
Oh, for the turret changes, outer turrets now no longer give as much global gold as before. Previously in the 3.13 patch, they used to give 150 flat global gold, but now they only give 100 global gold, and 150 gold split to amongst whoever who was pushing the turret.
Yeah, that's right. So if you get the last hit on the turret, as we saw there, Archie picking up 250 gold for himself, picks up that Sheen, and that mid lane turret going down by the push from BB and J. So instead of going in for the aggression, oh, we do have the explosive cast coming out. Wait, the Flame Choppers actually, I think that was a misclick there from Violet, putting the Flame Choppers at his own feet. So that was a little bit weird coming in for him. So like you said earlier, the global gold being reduced, but still the combined gold from taking out that turret is going to be very helpful to whoever's pushing down that one. So we do have 2 more turrets being picked up by TPA. They do have that 2 turret lead after picking up those 2 turrets in the bottom lane. So all the outer turrets on the side of NFL have already gone down, and here we have that first inner turret going down as well. So a 4-man push coming in for the side of NFL, going to continue to deal some damage to this turret. Violet takes the shot to face SOFM. Now they're just juggling some turret aggro. TPA will be quick to respond to this. Dinter goes in the Vault Breaker, hits onto SOFM, does not get a proc, the Cocoon as well as the Flame Choppers will let Dinter taken down very low and nearly getting killed there by Violet Super Mega Death Rocket. No deaths just yet on either side, but they will continue on the turret aggression. We do have SOFM sitting on the side, just waiting to go in any time.
I think there was a rather unfortunate there for the NFL team. They know that Jax is sticking to top a lot. So now here they are pushing in bottom, and now that they forced the Vi back because Vi solo.
Oh, we do have Jay going in. Violet does cleanse that stun out, and Morning unable to use the explosive cast to actually knock someone back into the fray under the turret aggro. We do have Tibbers here, will tank up some of the minion damage and try to push as much as possible. Morning just hop in from the side, throws the barrel out, will try to flank them. And now TPA goes for the aggression. BB does not have his ult just yet. Jay has the chance to start out, but the Crow Stop comes in. Jay gets feared up, and that assault battery combo comes in for Dinter. Mew taken out extremely low. BB picks up the kill on that one. Dinter trying to come back. Violet will try to pick off Dinter. We get a last auto attack. Does change into the Flame Chompers. Not the Flame Chompers, sorry, the Fishbones. Now BB will be the one taking a lot of damage. Violet will try to dodge it away, but too bad. BB picks up that kill. Lolita is still alive. Boomerang Blade nearly hits that one. So that trade goes in favor of TPA. 3 is to 1. They pick up 3 kills on that one.
And meanwhile, Jax is still pushing. The top turret.
So here we have the replay coming in. So take us through, J-Storm.
So in this case, we see the new Gragas changes coming in a lot into play here. Fiddlestick's ultimate comes in, and the Gragas moves us to the side. BB comes in, deals his damage out. We see the reset from the Ricochet coming in. Gragas gets his barrel off. Now the barrel can explode instantly, so that helps Gragas get a lot of his damage off onto more people. On top of that, his body slam hits all, deals the same amount of damage to all targets he hits as well. There we go, the body slam goes down things.
Yeah, that's right. So a great fight coming in from the side of the Azubu Taipei Assassins. Like you said, the Gragas change is very good. So now Shin gets stunned up. Dinter will join the fight, and Shin will definitely be taken down for that one. Jay picks up the kill. SOFM wasn't there to respond. In time goes in for the flash cocoon. But now Morning is there. Dinter taken down very low. We do have Mew coming in. The explosive cast tries to use for the initiate, but the Super Mega Death Rocket goes in. Violet picks up the kill onto that one, and now it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade mid laner for jungler. So not much objectives being taken out from that fight. We did see NFL pick up that bot lane outer turret, and you know, the aggression coming in from both teams seems to be pretty measured as compared to the last game for this one, J-Storm.
Yep, definitely here. The Jack still has not participated in any of these major team fights yet. He has been spending most of his time at the top lane and farming their own jungle.
Yeah, that's right. Look at the minion disparity on the side. RG has 142 CS compared to the 99 on the side of Lolita. He has already completed the Trinity Force, will probably be building into the Blade of Ruin King very shortly. The moment RG decides to join any sort of fight, it's going to definitely wreak havoc on the side of Neolution Esports for Lewis. But we did have Shin constantly go to the side lanes, try to deal with this Jack split push, but to no avail because we did see them pick up that the inner turret there in the top lane. The Vision Wall comes down to clear out this stealth ward here in the Dragon Pit. It seems that TPA wants to assert their authority onto the next Dragon fight, so we will expect a fight to happen in the next 15 seconds or so. So here we have not much going on right now. The vision control on the side of NFL isn't the most superior. This Vision Wall will be taken out, so they're just going to be the ones to start off the Dragon. I do expect a fight to happen very soon. The Dragon is already taken down very low. We do have Lolita on the side trying to zone them out. Did we just see the Super Mega Death Rocket come out? Yes, we did. SOFM does manage to pick up the kill, but Lolita goes in very deep, and he is forced to actually use that Dragon's Descent to come out. SOFM will repel out and go on to RG. RG goes in the counter strike as well as the leap strike, and now we'll be dueling it out with Violet. But here in the game, Violet will definitely go down onto this one, and the chase will continue. Lolita is the one that gets signed up. We do have RG get the double kill for that one. So for that Dragon, we do have TPA picking up 4 kills for that fight.
I think Full Lewis here is in a lot of trouble. Their clock has run out. Jax has been farmed up, and now Jax is starting to join the Taipei Assassins in their team fights as well.
Yeah, so as they take down this turret, we will see the replay for that Dragon fight.
So we see Jax here coming around from the back here, while the rest of the Taipei Assassins chase down Lolita and Shin duels Dinter. We can see the Jax, he's dueling Elise on one side, and here Dinter takes out the Jace. He comes in, and this is very good planning here from the Taipei Assassins. They split, they divided, and they conquered.
That's right, so they do split, divide, and conquer. Lolita will go down to that fight. Only Mew is the only one that survives for that one. And in that time, they have been able to pick up the inhibitor turret as well as the inhibitor, and now we see that the explosive cast used to actually zone TPA out. It seems that NFL may be going for aggressive play here. They decide to start the Baron fight? They will decide to start the Baron on this one because they know that the entirety of TPA has backed off. Now only Morning is that does not have his explosive cast. They will try to take down this Baron as much as possible. Archie is onto the sidelines. They will wait for the rest of the members to come in to try to deal as much damage to the rest of NFL as possible. If NFL is not careful, the fight now starts out. Jay comes in with the stun as well as the assault and battery combo from Dinter. Mew will go down. Violet goes down, and it seems there's going to be an ace for TPA. NFL got wrecked in the Baron pit as well. And not only that, TPA were able to go in, pick up the Baron, and it seems that the death timers is not long enough because it's only 20 minutes in the game. TPA will not be able to close out the game just yet, but that's a very good win for TPA. And here's the replay for the Baron fight. So Jason, take me through this one.
This is the full Lewis team saying that we need to make something happen right here, right now. Jax is starting to join them for team fights, and we need to make something happen. So they go for a desperation Baron, but TPA responds perfectly. They come in and destroy the entire Neolution Esports full Lewis team here to pick up the ace, and now I think they'll be continuing on to get more objectives.
That's right, and the more objectives indeed. So now TPA have an inhibitor. Two inhibitors in their pockets. That goal lead has now extended to 9,000 gold in 21 minutes. So what we have here is TPA taking a commanding objective control, having 8 turrets under their name, and of course only the 3 turrets on the side of NFL. So the stun will come in. No, they use the Dragon's Descent to burn away from Lolita. So Lolita will get out of that one using the Dragon's Descent, but it seems that NFL has no idea what to do. You said earlier that they need to be the aggressors, they need to take their objectives, but they have been unable to do that. All the inner turrets on the side of TPA are still up, and it seems that with that insane amount of gold advantage that TPA has, and the fact that Jax has both the Trinity Force as well as the Blade of the Ruin King, that's gonna be extremely tough for them to deal with.
Now Full Lewis must be feeling terrible about their position in this current game. They went for the early aggression, it didn't really work out for them, and now you can see the wards from TPA all over the map here. they got vision into their base, they got vision into the blue camp, they got vision into the red camp. Wherever Full Lewis goes, TPA can see them, they know where they are going, and you can be sure that TPA will match whatever they do.
Yeah, so TPA will match whatever they can do easily because of the item advantage coming in. We did see Archie go in for a sneaky one-on-one deal, did miss the counter-strike, and that allowed Violet to kind of survive. Look at what we have here. They may want to ambush Archie coming in, but it doesn't seem that Archie will fancy his chances against the entire NFL team. I expect TPA to rotate down to this top lane and pick up the final inhibitor turret on the side of NFL. So NFL can't really do anything at this point of time. TPA does have the Baron buff, so they should wait for the Baron buff to kind of wear off. They have hit certain item thresholds already. Hopefully, Violet is able to pick up that last Whisper very shortly and go for the team fight the moment the Baron buff wears off.
And we see the Taipei Assassins carrying up the blue camp there, picking whatever gold they can, and using the Baron buff to extend whatever gold lead that they currently have.
That's right. So Baron buff will be wearing out very shortly. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes in. Usually the Super Mega Death Rocket, oh, we do have the initiation come out. Lolita going in, Mew goes in, the Crow Storm as well. Litter goes in the Assault and Battery. Lolita will be the first one to go down. Violet taking out very low. Archie comes in from the back for the cleanup. And only Shin is alive right now. SOFM will be forced to flash over the wall, but seems that he will go down as well. TPA will definitely take this one for the win here. And we do have an ace. Only Jay went down in that fight, didn't manage to pop the Tibber. So once again, the support goes down. This is like a deja vu for NFL, only taking out the support before handing TPA the game. So that's it for game 2. TPA take this one 2-0. Will the next game be the final one for NFL? And will TPA just take this series 3-0?
Well, I think that was excellent gameplay there by the TPA. They stuck to their guns. They played what they were comfortable with, and they completely wrecked NFL in that game.
Yeah, so like I said, they are doing it. Will it become a 3-0 later on? So here we have the stats coming in. Will the stats... Let's see what any interesting item becomes this game. So we do have BB going in for somewhat of a very standard build for Sivir. So nothing much really to talk about in this fight. TPA just showed a commanding game this one. We had Morning come in with the Gragas. He beat his lane very easily, went 3-0 and 10. BB once again, exceptional play on Sivir. We did see BB as well as Jay put in that aggression, take on the two bottom turrets, both the outer and the inner ones very early. And even though NFL controlled the Dragon, TPA just controlled the rest of the objectives very well.
I think the game started to go downhill from the start. The moment they decided to lane swap, and then the lane swap didn't really work out with the Elise gang going top, and that trading 1-for-1, they might have gotten first blood, but they lost the tower at the bottom lane. So I think that was where things started to go down for the NFL team there.
Yeah, that's right. So NFL really needs to take this game 3 into consideration if they really want a standing to go into any chance at all into going into the semi-final. So that's it for game 2.